even if the resources we have, even if you share it into 4, we are not supposed to be in a position where a country is threatening us with aid. But guess what? This is where we are. So, I'm not here to play the blame game. Like I said, at 4 p.m., a guest will join me and we'll have this conversation from the perspective of international relations, law, and sovereignty. Because I want to believe that Trump was not really serious when he made those statements. However, we are in this position because we failed to fix our mess. So it is very easy for somebody else to use that and accuse you of anything. Moving on, the main opposition party in Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party, and by the look of things, some people might say they are no longer the main opposition party, PDP. Their crisis is getting messier. The party's National Working Committee has suspended 4 top officials for 1 month, including National Legal Advisor Kamaldeen Ajibade and National Secretary Samuel Anyanwu. National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologuagba says they've been referred to the disciplinary committee. Now, in a counter move, which we know in Nigeria as back to sender, Senator Samuel Anyanwu has also announced the suspension of the PDP national chairman, Umar Damagum, accusing him of incompetence and mismanaging party funds. He went further, suspending Debo Ologuagba and others, and referring them to disciplinary committee, the same one that he was referred to. And all of this is happening just after a federal high court ruling on Friday stopped the party from holding its national convention. If I did not know better, and I want to think like a Nigerian, I would say that the village people are after PDP. But since I know better, I will still think that the village people are after PDP. It doesn't matter what you know. I don't think that you would be considered archaic for believing that spiritual forces are behind what is happening. But I can tell you this for free. By the look of things, the PDP may not have resolved this problem by the next election. And those who are good at political analysis have made some projections stating that if the PDP does not have a strong foot in the next elections, it risks going extinct. Because somehow it seems that there are no solutions to the PDP's problems. In fact, sometimes you don't even know what the problem is. So now, this is a clear case of, I don't even want to say faction because that has existed for quite some time. That means that every decision that comes out of the PDP from any committee, from any whatever caucus, whatever council, will be rejected. So who is suspended? You and I don't know. But the PDP is falling. And it is sinking very fast. Finally, Bayelsa State Governor Doediri says his decision to leave the PDP for the APC was made in the overall interest of the state. He spoke publicly about the move for the first time during the 14th Bayelsa Thanksgiving Day in Yenagoa, saying someone had to take the step, and he did. So on behalf of Bayelsans, Diri told the crowd that although some may not understand his choice now, time would reveal that it was for the state's benefit. He also praised the unity shown by political leaders across the party lines at the Thanksgiving service, insisting that politics should drive development, not division. Governor Diri is expected to move to the APC officially today. It's possible that has happened or it's happening. Okay, so the governor says, this move I'm making, it's for you. You might think it's for me, but it's for you. And with the headline I just read before this one, you might not exactly blame the governor. But my question is, If you claim that this is in the interest of Bielsans, you are doing it for them. The choice and the interest of the people was expressed when they voted for you under a party. They voted under the PDP. That was their choice, and that was their interest. Unless the governor wants to say that the election that brought him was not credible. But if we are to believe that the election is credible, then the people spoke very loudly that they wanted you to be their governor under the PDP. That is their interest. And they matched action with words. So, my question or questions, because it will be more than one, when did the people's interest change? That's one. Two, let's even assume it has changed. How did they communicate it to you, oh governor? We don't want PDP again. Our interest, what is in the best interest of development in this state, is now APC. Fine, maybe they said that. How did they tell you, governor? And three, which is the most important, what happens if the people change their interest again tomorrow? Will you defect every time they decide to change interest? If we want to assume and agree that it is for the people you have done it, what if they wake up, they say, we don't even like APC again? Look for one party, it says ZLP. That's where our interest is. Governor, are you saying that you will go? At least we were here. When the Akwa Ibom state governor defected, he also claimed that it was for the interest of the people. But his own, he was able to claim that he did wide consultation. He went local government to local government, asking them about their interest. And according to him, they told him to go ahead. And I spoke to some people in Bielsa. They said the governor was at one local government. Some people were shouting. At least they confirmed that he went and he asked questions. So, if you are listening from Bielsa, because I know Nigerian folk gets to Bielsa, please tell us. Is this in your best interest? That's one. Two, maybe you're not even a supporter of the PDP in the first place. From what you can see around town, when you go to the bar and go to where you go and you hear what people are saying, does this reflect the thoughts and opinions of Bielsa people? So that we know that the governor really means well for Bielsans. 0817923 0002. 0817923 0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Reactions trail Trump's threat of military action in Nigeria. The PDP's crisis deepens, and the governor of Bielsa State defends his move to the APC. He says it is for the interest of the people. Please turn off your radio as you call. Find Mind on WhatsApp says the PDP is the architect of their woes. They should have suspended or expelled Wike because he is working for the APC and against the PDP. Now he has successfully killed the party. The concern of the United States over the situation in Nigeria is genuine and it shouldn't be given wrong coloration. There's no sincere person who understands what genocide means that will deny the fact that there's widespread character targeted killings in Nigeria. Have we forgotten the massive killings of Yelwata and many others that happened in recent time? Have we suddenly forgotten the hundreds that are being killed like Deborah Sambo because according to their killers, they blasphemed? Let's not get it twisted. America is not invading Nigeria to annex it or kill just anyone. They intend to fight against the Islamic extremists who see those who don't believe in their religion as infidels. So if you're not an extremist perpetuating genocide, you don't need to be worried. The fact that our leaders are offended by the U.S. intended intervention shows that they are actually culpable in the murder. Okay. So Find Mind, I already have a couple of things I'd like to say to you, but not to give it away. I think you should listen at 4, right? Because, again, an expert will come and break it down. But between now and then, please read up the principle of sovereignty. right? It shouldn't take very long. Clinton calls from Bori. Hello, Clinton.
Sam Oracle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me say this. If U.S. wants to support Nigeria to fight insurgency, we welcome it. But we know the clandestine moves by these Western powers, that when they give support, they get something in return. So their support is never given on a platter. The U.S. government have been seen in recent times to be invading countries that they see have potential. See, the killings in Nigeria is worrisome to everybody. But to give it a coloration is to further balkanize the country along religious lines. We don't want that. We have some Muslims that are friendly. We have Christians that are friendly. We have the extremists among us. Those are the elements that have been perpetrating this violence for years, over a decade now. I come to think of it. A group that have been molesting Nigeria for over 10 years now. Where do they get their funding from? And some of the equipment they use are sophisticated. I think that we need to ask more questions, and we need their support, but let it be that they are supporting us because they feel for us. They feel that they can support us and not to harvest us. Then on the issue of still saying that it's defensive because of people. See, we are in politics because of our people. So if he decides to defend APC because of his people, yes, it's because of the people, because he feels that his policies align with that of the national. And to attract a project to a state, he align with the national politics. Thank you very much.
Clinton, I'm holding myself back from really responding because I don't know how to make... I'm not sure what to make of your last statement. Why do you need to be a member of the ruling party to attract project? Like, why? Why can't the people feel development regardless of the party you find yourself? Wala from Oyibo. Good afternoon.
Sam Oracle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
If we begin to assess what is in Nigeria and what is in United States of America, why should Nigeria receive funding or receive aid from United States of America? This is because there is no transparency and accountability in their governance. It is simple as that. Remember when United States congressman said that Nigeria are using United States funding or aid to sponsor Boko Haram. Up till now, have Nigerian government debunked that information, or have they carried out any investigation to know whether that statement is true or false? Have there been any investigation at all? Meaning that statement is true. Now, you hear when National former governor of Kaduna, made a bold statement on how he decimated Christians. Is that not enough to say that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria? You also saw when Deborah was executed under Sharia law, where we have Constitution of Nigeria. Deborah was executed under Sharia law. What should that be? Is that not enough to say that there is Christian genocide? What about people from Boko in Plateau on Christmas Eve? How many were massacred? Is that not enough? What about when excavators dig a burial ground? Hey, God of mercy, what is happening in our nation? What have our federal government done at least to put an end to all of these things? And then they want us to keep our mouths shut, not saying that there is no Christian genocide. Yes, Muslims are being killed. But remember when United Arab Emirates published a list of people that are financing terrorists in Nigeria? What have federal governments done over all of these things?
All right. Well, thank you, Wala. Like I said earlier, the complacency of the government is stand that the cases that you cited did happen. If we also do a research and publish as many Muslims that have been killed. By the end of it, you would also believe that there's a Muslim genocide. The point is, because there is insecurity and there are killings, it is easy to peddle any narrative. If I walk on the street and just start beating the first man I see, somebody can say, you're beating him because he's from Ikwere. And then say, no, you're beating him because... And it will be impossible to prove why I'm beating him. But did I beat him? Yes. So that's what makes this situation unfortunately helpless. Because people have been killed. Now, the point is proving the intent behind their killings. Solomon calls from Alu. Hello, Solomon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
I want to talk on Trump issue concerning Nigeria.
All right.
It's actually true. It's actually true. If you get to the north, you will discover that Christians are going through a lot. I witnessed something in 2017 where we were almost lynched in a church, Anglican church in Gombe. And fortunately enough, the bishop's wife there happens to be in the service. What was the problem? Just that the last speaker was disturbing the Muslim group. And as soon as they finished their prayer, they came over and started throwing stones in the church. It took Gowon to save us because he was passing that day, and that was my first time of seeing the man. That was what saved us. If not, we would have been lynched. Please, even delayed in coming. So what Trump said is actually the truth. I have stayed in Gombe for 5 years. In fact, what people are saying about Muslim against the Christians, I believe totally because I knew it's true.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Emeka calls from Owerri. Hello, Emeka.
Oracle, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Oracle, I just wonder, I'm ashamed of some of us here. Maybe because I'm talking about the Trump segment, that most of us are in our comfortable home in this part of this country. My brother, if you visit North, especially Plateau, Benue, Southern Ghana, and other parts of most Christian dominated area, some of us will not be standing the way we are standing. I'm talking about when they said a prof said that as a Christian, maybe because most of us are in our country. Otherwise, when somebody says Trump hates Nigeria, can somebody call on this radio station to tell me why Trump hates Nigeria? Oracle, what is happening in Gaza? Hamas, to be precise, is terrorism. The reason why America is supporting Israel is because of the level of terrorism going on here. When somebody made mention of Gaza, I'm ashamed. Why is America interested in what is happening in Gaza? It's because of the level of terrorism going on here. What are we not talking about? We're still playing with the sentiment of politics. Who is really now to what the Christian, killings of Christians in the South and in this country? What are we not talking about? We treat everything with the sentiment. What is the reason Trump, let's say Nigeria? First of all, say Nigeria is a good book of Trump. What are they trying to say? Do you offend the Trump or what are they trying to say? Is it because the Trump is fighting injustice all over the world? Even the Hamas and the Gaza.
All right.
What are we not talking about?
Thank you, Emeka.
Anybody that seems comfortable here to not continue to say that Christians are not being killed.
I have to move on now. We'll take a quick break, and when I return, I'll take the remaining messages. Stay with us.